Want to have your clip featured in the Skyrim Clip of the Week? Simply record the clip on your Xbox and then send it to me via message. My gamertag is iRyeni, that's IRYENI, and you can message it to me over Xbox and I'll be able to view it. I look forward to seeing the clips that you guys send me. Now moving on to the video. Hey, what's up guys, it's Ryan, and welcome to week number 106 of the top 5 Skyrim mods of the week. Now hopefully you guys will enjoy the mods that I've picked off for this week. Starting off at our number 5 spot, we have the Khajiit Speak Complete Dialogue Overhaul. Now essentially, this mod changes almost every single line of dialogue uttered by the player to use the Khajiit speech patterns. But this mod actually does a lot more than that. For example, it adds cultural references to what the player says, so that whenever you ask about Nord religions, you typically compare it to the Khajiit religion. It adds a fair amount of humor and sarcasm to the mod, and it also adds location awareness when asking about jobs, and revamps generic questions about rumors into something more than resembling a conversation. In short, it just adds character. And I also noticed in this mod that you'll be using your own name, so whatever you put as your name in the beginning is something that you'll say in the dialogue options, which is something that I've never seen before and I really like. It's also noted on the mod page that the unofficial patch is required for this mod, and the mod does not detect what race your character is, so only install this if you plan on playing as a Khajiit. Now, it's also true that not every Khajiit speaks with a heavy dialect, but this one actually does, and I really like how they added all the dialogue options into the game and changed pretty much every single line. You'll be able to tell right away, as you can see I'm showing you these lines right here, that you're talking as a Khajiit, and it just fully immerses you if you like to play as a Khajiit, or if you want to go out and actually play as a Khajiit, say you never have before, then this would give you the motivation to go ahead and fully immerse yourself into being that character, and that's why it comes in at our number 5 spot, so I'd recommend downloading the Khajiit Speak Complete Dialogue Overhaul mod. Coming in at our number 4 spot, we have the Purification of Skyrim, Immersive Poisoned Apples. Now you may remember from Oblivion that you were able to actually poison people with apples and using poisonous apples in the Dark Brotherhood in the Oblivion questline. Well, now that returns in Skyrim. You don't actually have to be in the Dark Brotherhood, you just have to find the recipe as I'm showing you right here. Now after finding the recipe, you'll be able to craft the poisoned apples at any cooking station if you have the ingredients. You can then offer them to denizens in Skyrim in conversation, depending on your relationship with the individual and your speechcraft skill. Also, depending on who you ask, you might see some surprising responses. You'll also be able to sneak them into pockets of unsuspecting victims to be discovered and consumed soon after. Note that this method does not work when used on members of the Thieves Guild. Now what the apple actually does is upon consumption, the apple first causes several seconds of paralysis, followed by hysteria, rage, and violent vomiting. Anyone in the immediate area of the victim will be at serious risk, so take this into account when using the apple. The victim will fall dead soon after, if not killed by you or other citizens first. How to actually find the recipe, as I showed you right here in the beginning, southwest of Falkreath, you'll find a camp with a mysterious man on the way home from Cyrodiil. You can kill him and then take the recipe from his book that is located at his campsite. My favorite part about this mod is it implements the speechcraft skill into the mod so that you'll be able to actually convince people to eat the apple right in front of you instead of having to sneak it into their pockets all the time. This really gives you the motivation to go out and actually increase your speechcraft skill, because this can be very useful. From the speechcraft skill from 0 to 59, dialogue will only appear for friends or better. If your speech skill is from 60 to 99, acquaintances are then added, which means that you'll see the dialogue for most people in Skyrim. And then if you have 100 or higher, it adds enemies to the stack. So basically, if they're not attacking you, you'll get the dialogue, with some exceptions of course. Now basically, the dialogue will not appear for any person that would not accept the apple, or the apple would not kill. This includes vampires or any undead, essentials such as quest givers, and anyone that you should not be able to talk into taking it if your speech skill is not high enough. It also will not appear for people who are currently following you. If you want to give one to a follower, you'll need to dismiss them first. Now personally, I really like this mod because I was a huge fan of the poisonous apples in Oblivion, and that just remasters it and brings it into the world of Skyrim, and it fits seamlessly into the game, and that's what I really like in a mod, so that's why it comes in at a number 4 spot, so I'd recommend downloading the Purification of Skyrim Immersive Poisoned Apples mod. Coming in at our number 3 spot, we have the Dogs of Skyrim. Now I know I've covered previous dog mods in Skyrim, but I think this is probably one of the best ones that I've covered. Now the mod page reads, if there's anything lacking in Skyrim, it's dogs. I mean sure, you can have a cat to rule over you, but what about a faithful companion who will never leave your side in a fight? I bring to you Dogs of Skyrim. Dogs have been completely reimagined with new meshes and textures, and it adds 80 plus new dog instances around Skyrim in total, 10 new NPC-owned puppies, 20 new NPC-owned dogs, and all of these strays that you find can be your companion. NPC-owned dogs and puppies will follow their owners around, the bigger dog types are more powerful in combat, and it also features rare and exotic hounds from Morrowind. Imperials keep their Rottweilers, and Stormcloaks keep their snow dogs. Orcs appear to breed large black guard dogs. The Forsworn also have huge Rottweilers, and Jarl Balgruuf keeps his hounds. Go over to the dog hut, which is right outside of Whiterun, and you have to buy a necklace from the dog keeper, and then once you put it on, the dog will follow you and help you fight in combat. Dogs are suitable for all kinds of players, even dogs from Morrowind, and some vampire dogs. So if you're more of a dog person and you want to have a fluffy companion at your side at all times, then this is definitely the mod for you, so I'd recommend downloading the Dogs of Skyrim mod. Coming in at our number 2 spot, we have the Relighting Skyrim mod. Now this mod fixes the placements and characteristics of lights, both interior and exterior throughout Skyrim. Throughout the game, there are tons of places where light emits from the center of 2 fires rather than from each one, or from the middle of the room. Occasionally, this is necessary if there are limitations, but the vast majority are fixed, as well as the fires outside that don't light the landscape around it. This mod aims to fix all that, making all light come straight from the light source and have all light sources make light. The features of this mod include proper placed light bulbs at their light source, light bulbs that are placed at light sources according to their labeled name, it fixes the light bulbs not casting light onto the landscape and exteriors, and it focuses on a vanilla visual style while keeping the vanilla performance. There's also no flickering, and it's lightweight for maximum compatibility. It is recommended in your load order to put this in between the weather mods that you have in your load order and the interior lighting mods, so in between those, anywhere should be fine. This mod is also not compatible with lighting mods that make light bulb changes, including Divine Interiors, ELFX, and improved Hearthfire lighting. Now I pretty much have this mod installed on all of my playthroughs now because it makes the lights in the game look way better, and it really just fully immerses you into the inns whenever you go inside, and it's very bright on the inside as opposed to the vanilla game where it feels kind of dark at times. And that's definitely why it comes in at our number 2 spot, so I'd recommend downloading the Relighting Skyrim mod. Coming in at our number 1 spot, we have jobs. Now this mod allows you to have jobs, of course, but you can be an employee and get paid for your tasks now. You will start off with 5 gold per tasks, which is how most tasks are per hour. And after you complete 100 tasks, you'll get promoted to 5 more gold added. And then there are 5 more promotions added onto that, where you start off as novice, then you go to apprentice, journeyman, expert, and master, earning up to 25 gold per task, which is a lot of coin if you consider how fast it takes to complete these tasks. You can have any of the jobs such as alchemy, blacksmithing, chopping wood, the sawmill, cooking, farming, fishing, mining, smelting, tanning, you name it, you can do it all. Now to get any of these jobs, you basically just have to walk up to any of the people manning every single one of the workstations. For example, for the alchemy job, you go to an alchemist and they'll give you an alchemy job. For blacksmithing, you go to the blacksmith and they'll be able to tell you to forge weapons, armor, improve armor and weapons. You know, you can do a whole bunch of different types of tasks for each type of different crafting station. For chopping wood and sawmill, you can now chop wood at the wood chopping block at any sawmill and cut lumber at the sawmill, and you'll get a woodcutter's axe from your boss. Then you can go to the wood chopping block and chop up to 10 logs and give them to your boss for pay. I know you could do that in the original game, but now it's set up so that every single crafting station now has a specific job. For cooking, you can now be a chef at inns. For farming, you can now farm and harvest crops from fields for pay. Fishing is a unique job from the rest where you are self-employed and don't need a boss. You go and buy a fishing pole or create one and draw it near water outside, and when it says a fish is nibbling, catch the fish in by undrawing the fishing pole. You can then sell the fish at any trader that accepts fish. So this mod is basically for people who just want to completely immerse themselves into the game and play as a character who also has a job. You want to be a miner? Well, you can now mine ore, and you can talk to the mine owner for a job. Once you have the job, you'll get a pickaxe and you can mine ore and give it to your boss for pay. Same goes for smelting and tanning. You just go over to the crafting stations, do what you have to do, what you're assigned, return to your boss, and you can profit very well. This reminds me of Fable a lot, and I really like that because you could just work your way up in the Fable jobs and just keep getting more and more money as you progress through getting better and better at, blacksmithing or all the other jobs that you could do. And I really like having more and more stuff to do in the game of Skyrim without having to add way too much. And this mod is also very small, coming in at 2.04 megabytes, so it's kind of a no-brainer to add this to your load order. So that's definitely why Jobs comes in at our number 1 spot, so I'd recommend giving it a try. So that's pretty much it for this week's episode of the top 5 Skyrim mods of the week. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you did, I would appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe if you're new. It really helps me out a lot. And if you have any suggestions for mods you'd like me to cover in future top 5 mod episodes, be sure to let me know in the comment section below, or you can follow me on Twitter. I'll be sure to leave my Twitter in the description, and you guys can follow me on there and leave me suggestions to there as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I will talk to you guys later.